So welcome everyone to our Leadership Spotlight series. You know, the reason we thought we should pull this together is we've got such a diverse leadership group, and sitting down and hearing from all of them, talk about their experiences, what shaped them as not only people but leaders. There's so much value in just learning how everybody else takes a different road to get to where we are. We're all about learning in our culture. And so when we were talking about what is the best way that we can get to know all these people that we see emails from, we said, let's sit down, let's talk to them, have just a casual conversation. And at the end, I believe all of us will learn and grow from this.
Sanna, welcome to the Leadership Spotlight series. It's really a pleasure to have you. You've been with us for how many years?
I've been with Osun State for next month will be my 24th year.
23rd year?
24.
24th
August
year?
20th is my 24th year.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. I know you've been, I know
Yes.
it's been quite a journey.
Yes, it's been a journey.
But I imagine you had a journey that took you to Osun State. Would you mind telling the audience a little bit about your professional career and how you got here?
Yes. Prior to here, I started working for a company called Every Denizen. We do business with them right now. Osun State does all our labels come from them. So I've worked for them. That's where I started warehousing, distribution. So I did 2-3 years there, learned a lot. But then the traveling distance was too much. I was living in North Kingstown, traveling to Franklin, Mass. So I decided, look, they're paying me good money, but it's time to take less money, less travel. So that's what brought me to Osun State. And to be honest, the only way I found Osun State was seeing the trucks passing by.
Ah, yeah.
Yes. So I started asking where these trucks coming.
Those frogs will grab your attention, huh?
Yes, absolutely. So we were at 360 at the time. So I inquired and, applied and get an interview and started from there.
And what was the first job you had working for
My
Osun
first
State?
job was a picker on third shift.
Okay.
I took the third shift. At the time, I have young kids.
What are the hours for third shift? Remind audience.
It was 10:30 to 7 a.m.
Okay.
Yes.
A raccoon.
Yes, so
Yeah.
that's how I started. And when I started, I said, I'm going to do this for 6 months. And I'm going to look for a better paying job.
24 years later.
24 years later.
Well, you're no longer on third
story.
shift.
Yes. I started with the third shift. I did 5 years on the third shift.
Wow.
Yes, did 5 years on third shift, never left. And I saw that the company was growing. I saw opportunities, and I keep staying, and that's where we're here today.
A lot of things have changed over the last 24 years. Talk about your experience from, starting a couple of decades ago to where we are today. How has the distribution environment changed?
Yes, when I started, we have so many order pickers in the building.
Explain to folks what auto pickers are.
Order pickers is picking machines that goes from level 1, 2, 3 all the way to 6. So I started doing that. I was a picker, picking orders. You get a scanner, you get your orders. Actually, at some point we were riding, but it wasn't long. And then you go, pick orders up and down, up and down. That was my first step. Within months, my supervisors identified that I could do more. So I was given an opportunity to be a stacker. The stacking job is using a machine, picking up pallets from the ground, putting them up in the racks, and then pulling down. That was my second step. So I did that for a few years, and again, I asked for more. I asked my supervisor, can I do more? Can I help you guys? Because it was a manager and a team lead, that's it, with about 30 people in the building. So I asked them if I can help. So we did that for about 9 months. Then my manager says, look, we don't have anybody helping us in splitting. I have a lead running around the building with myself. Can you help us in split? We will train you. I said, sure. So I started learning that splitting process. And, from there, we just keep learning, doing the job, and I help them out. Now we have a manager and a lead, and then I was the third person helping. So I did that for 2 years. That brings me to year 5. So then this building was built. So the first shift moved in, second shift moved in. We were still there on the third shift. Then we finally came we moved in here. So we moved in, we started doing the same splitting, picking, nothing with conveyor. So after few months, the man who was running the distribution stopped by one day and said, "Hey, how you doing? You know, how's everything? Compared to the other building, So we have a conversation, and he said, "Look, as we're growing, we're gonna need some more leads to help us run the operation. Will you be interested?" I said, "Sure." I said, "I've never done it, but sure, I think I can try." That's how my journey started.
Yeah, very organic.
Yes,
Just
very organic.
an opportunity presents itself, a
Yes.
door opens,
Door opens.
and you walk through. Not everyone walks through, though.
Yes, and I walked through. I started. He said, "We're gonna divide the building into two. You take care of receiving, splitting, and sipping, one wing. Then the other lead will take care of the picking, packing, and the rest." I said, "Sure." So that's how I started.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Not everyone takes those chances, but it seems like whenever there's an opportunity, you step up
Yes.
and say, "I can
I-
do it." Who taught you that?
It comes natural sometimes. The way I grew up, growing up tough, growing up in an environment where people won't give you a chance, you have to fight for it, I think is what brought me to that level.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your childhood, if you care to?
Yes.
Yeah.
Grew up from a poor family. Grew up with a family that, on my side, my mom's side, I was the first to go to school. Where you don't have to go to kindergarten, you don't have to go to daycare, you didn't have any opportunity to do that. So you just go into first grade, and at home, there's no English spoken. So you have to crack it to understand how to speak English, how to learn, and you have nobody to teach you other than at the school. So that's how I started. So the tough environment, cracking everything, and making sure you have to struggle to make it. You have to
builds
struggle.
resilience,
It
huh?
builds a lot of resilience. Going to school, elementary school, first grade, you have to walk 1.5 miles with no shoes, barefooted, in the hot sun, 95 degrees. But you survive that. If you can survive that, you can survive a lot of other things. That's how I survive.
Where'd you grow up, for the folks that don't know?
I grew up in Africa, the Gambia, the smallest country in Africa, also the smallest country in West Africa. It's a small straight river surrounded by one country on all sides except on the Atlantic Ocean. So Senegal, who is our neighbor, same people, same families, same culture, they're surrounding our country on all sides except on the Atlantic Ocean. So that's where I grew up, the Gambia.
Walking 1.5 miles to school.
Walking 1.5 miles for
Education must
for
have been
elementary
important.
School,
It
yes.
was important to you. Was it important to did your parents recognize that this was a great opportunity for you?
Yes. My parents didn't raise me. And this is very interesting, and it will confuse some people. In Africa, we have a culture. If you have a friend who you're very close to, and they don't have somebody to help them at the farms, or they don't have kids, you can take your kid and give them to help support. It's a kind of support.
Community.
Yes, it's a community. So my father has a friend they were very close friends. So the other man, it's a teacher. He teaches religion, Islam, and all that. So they were so close, and he asked my dad. My dad asked him, "Hey, if I have a son, I'll give him to you to teach, and help him, grow." They agreed on that. So he said, "Okay, I'll give you my first child." They said yes. Then my brother was born. It was time to send my brother. When my dad said, "Okay, so and so is ready to come, so you can take him," he said, "No, that's your first child. It's important to stay with him so he can help you with the farms. You can send him to the stores. A young kid back home in Africa, they send you to stores, they send you to do, because it's a community. Everybody knows everybody." So then the other man says, "No, I'll hold until you get a second boy." So then came my sisters, then I came. Then I was the one who was moved to that family. So that man took me like his own, sent me to school, make me who I am today.
It's a remarkable story.
Yes, yes. And there's a story behind with that man, and we'll get to that.
Would you like to tell it?
Yes, so this man was never educated. He's never been to school.
What was his name?
Alfang. And actually, I named one of my kids after him, Alfang. Never been to school, but he was drafted by the British Army to go into World War II. So they took him. He was strong, fit. They took him. So he was in the war, 1939 to 45.
Where did he serve?
He went to Burma.
Burma.
Yes, and then ended up in England. So when he came back, he said to the community, it's a village, about 2,000-3,000 people, they call it villages. So he came back, he said, I have been out to the world, I saw what is out there. I will take each child that I have, I will send them to school, no matter what. Also told the villagers, anybody who wants to participate, I will support and do whatever it takes to make sure we educate our kids. This is what we need to do. That's what's out there in the world. He's never been to school, but he has a vision. He saw why it's important to send the kids to school. So he started it. He did it. He took his first son to school. He got a lot of backlash from the community because they thought it was bad for the community. They thought it was bad for everybody, but he insisted. He continued to send his kids. And then he sought out other families, tell them, can you give me so-and-so, let me take them to school. That's what he saw. He did it, and very successful. Because as we speak, my cousin, I grew up in the same household, is the Gambia's ambassador to the United States.
All right.
Yes. Also, the second in command in the police force, this old man took him to school in my country. So he's, sends kids that are now accountants, engineers, doctors, top diplomats. So he has a vision, and it paid out.
Thank you, Alfonso.
Yes. He did well. He did well. He never went to school. He spoke English very well, couldn't write it, couldn't read it, because when he was going in the army, he was 25. Could not read when he didn't go to school, but he spoke English very well and he understood it, but he couldn't read and write. So his vision paid out.
Wow.
Yes, that's the story behind him.
Sounds like a remarkable man.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to try to bridge the gap from Alfonso's amazing character and the values that definitely underpin that to Ocean State values. Seeing you're wearing a shirt or OSGL safe shirt, certainly something at the core of our company culture.
Yep.
Which of the company's values do you most resonate with, and why?
Embracing diversity. Everyone is welcome. We just made t-shirts last Friday. It's a big thing. Some people might not understand, but everybody being welcome is a big thing. From me, coming from the smallest country, actually also from one of the smallest villages to the smallest country, to come in here, get welcome, given an opportunity, given a hand to come up, it's a talent. It tells a lot about the company. So embracing diversity and welcoming everyone is one of the core of this place that one of our core mission, vision, values is I like.
Yeah, we had
everybody is welcome.
We had a heritage celebration last Friday.
Yes.
It was the first time we've done anything like that before. What did that mean to you?
It means a lot. I've seen somebody today wearing the t-shirt. How many languages are there? Yeah. And they're all represented up here. How many companies would care or would think about where the people come from or what languages they speak? They want you to speak only English. Not here. We try and work with everybody. It tells a lot. Somebody from outside can walk in, see a t-shirt on a language that they speak, they're going to be able to read it and know what the meaning is. That's important. That's important. So embracing diversity and welcoming everyone tells a lot. Our distribution center is well represented worldwide. A lot of languages spoken here.
How many different countries do we have represented in our DC?
I think it's close to 40, 35, 50. It's now 55. Yes. Few weeks ago, I met a gentleman, they came on their first day, and as safety is trying to take them in for orientation, there was a communication barrier. So the safety guy came in, hey, I can't talk to this guy. I don't know what he speaks. I said, let me see if I can help. Not that I know all the language, I know few. So I came in, I said, what do you speak? He said, French. I said, oh, good. What country you come from? I know you come from Africa. What country? He said, Mali. Then I started speaking to him in Fula. And he responded, because the minute he tells me his name, I knew I would be able to communicate with him. So I happened to be able to speak that language. So we connected. And I helped him. He's still here. He's been here 2-3 months.
That's great.
Yeah.
I hope he
So
finds a-
it tells a lot with the diversity. I think it helps. Yes. I love the embracing the diversity and welcoming everyone. Because that's how you can get a stronger workforce.
You're part of the glue at the center of all this, holding it all,
Thank
holding it
you.
all together.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Sanna, how many associates work in the warehouse today?
In the warehouse right now, it's about 450. Don't quote me, but between warehouse and transportation, we're about 531 as we speak.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a,
That
there's
number I
there's a
know.
lot of the people that are underneath your purview in
Yes.
some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
And as you've grown, you've obviously grown into this really substantial leadership position.
Yeah.
What excites you most about being a leader at Ocean State?
Making things happen. I work in a distribution. I'm not an office person. I like to go out on the floor and make things happen. How do you make things happen? Leading the team, coaching them, mentoring them, motivating them, and also developing some of the people that you're leading to be the next leaders. That's what I love about it. In here, I make things happen. I'm flexible. I have worked in an environment where it could be tough, but at the same time, you're working I'm not working only with the distribution center. I work with the corporate. I work with the stores. I work with everybody. That's the beauty of the DC. You're gonna work with everybody. You deal with store managers. You deal with store leadership. You deal with transportation. You deal with corporate. You deal with owners. You deal with buyers. So making things happen, getting a call or an email or knowing that this needs to be done, move the team around, get it done, and also develop our next leaders. That's what makes me, that's what makes me happy being a leader.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the stories that come to mind are some of the disaster relief efforts that we do. If it's a
Yes.
hurricane or an earthquake
Yes.
or something happens in the world and we want to lend a hand.
Yes,
You
yes.
guys are all at the center of that.
Absolutely.
What's that like from your experience?
It's a good experience knowing that there are people out there that needs help and we're supporting. Inside the distribution center, I always tell the associates, what you see in paper, it's far beyond that. Our help, the company helping, it's far beyond what we see. We used to have what we call the convoy, the food convoy. And then I used to tell them, it's not only these 25 trucks or 30 trucks that this company has donated, because I have worked in the shipping department since 2006. I see how many trucks, loads of food that used to go out to food banks, to donation centers. And now with the disaster reliefs, I have been involved in all of them. We've done Syria, we've done Ukraine, we have done Turkey, we have done some other countries. It tells you a lot. Because the company could have said, oh, we got our money, we get our people. But no, there are disasters. There are people out there suffering. And I know this company working for them, whatever they can do to help that person who needs help, they've done.
Yeah.
We've loaded containers, too many of them, in and out. And I'm in the middle of it because we have to make it happen. That comes back to my last, we have to make it happen. We may get a call from the CEO and says, I need this to go to this country. What can we guys do? Get this. We do it.
I remember
We do
the earthquake in Haiti.
Haiti, we've done it.
Hurricane in Haiti.
Haiti.
About a year ago or something.
Yeah, we've
it
done
happened. It happened right before the weekend.
Yes.
remember we are on the call maybe Friday afternoon talking about this. We have to do something. Okay, yes, we're going to do something over the weekend. We're packing the container, and then on Monday it's out. It's
out.
on the road.
Yes,
it's on
we've
the road
done it.
with a plan, with a partner in
Yes.
Haiti to distribute this properly, in collaboration with the
Absolutely.
National Guard to make sure this stuff
To
wasn't
help.
stolen when it got to the dock and ended up in the black market. Actually, ended up in the hands of people who could actually benefit from it.
We make it happen.
That was so much
The
fun.
team makes it happen. The company, knowing that there are people who need it, we've donated so much outside the wall, outside the country. But what we've also done inside the country, we have disasters. The next morning, we're picking up orders, whether to Louisiana or to Florida. We've done all that. We've been in the middle of it, making the things happen. It's what gets us going, and making, understanding that you have an ownership of a company that cares about the people there that needs the help. They need the help, and we're providing.
Yeah, it only gets done with the help of
Yep.
the people.
Yeah, a few weeks
honestly.
ago, we have pictures that came back from Syria. We've sent that stuff long ago. We even forgot about it.
Yeah.
They didn't forget. They sent pictures back, and we can see they're putting the tents, using everything we've sent them. It makes you happy. It makes you happy. Not only you're working to get paid, but you're also making a difference, helping people out in the world that needs help. Sure.
Okay, we're gonna get into last question. This is the fun territory. Let's see if you're up for it. Okay, imagine you have at your disposal a galactic billboard. Everybody in the galaxy can see some message, some words of wisdom. Is there something that speaks to you that you think might resonate with everyone else? Something you'd like to share?
I'll make that simple. To make a billboard, people driving or people walking, make it simple. Be safe, be happy, have a wonderful day. I think that will take people, because you don't have a lot of time to read it.
That's true.
But if you can
That's true.
see that, you make it simple for them.
That's true.
But having a wonderful day is the best thing.
What does that mean to you, though? Having a wonderful, it's an orientation, I guess.
Yes,
Some inner
having a
orientation.
wonderful day meaning you get up, you wake up, you're alive. You go and do what you love to do, whether it's work, whether it's sport, whether it's music, whatever. You finish that, you get back to your home safe. That's having a wonderful day. Yes, that is having a wonderful day. Not getting up and just sitting home and doing nothing, but getting up and you go and do what you love to do. You finish it, see your friends, family, whatever. You get back home safe. Getting home safe, it's having a wonderful day. I'll make it simple. Have a wonderful day. Be safe.
Well, I've had a wonderful conversation with you.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing a couple
Thank
minutes of your time.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Ben.
All right.
Thank you.
I hope you were as inspired as I was sitting here watching all of these different leadership spotlight interviews and just seeing the diversity of the leaders that we have here and the diversity of thought, because that's really what makes this company great. We always talk about our culture and that everybody comes from different places. But what you learn is we all have a lot of commonalities, which is we love leadership, we love helping people grow, and we love sharing ideas, and that's what makes Ocean State so great. So stay tuned. There'll be a lot more coming at you, but we really do appreciate you taking